Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 2 versus 2 on Chaos Plateau. Playing as the Imperial Guard, we have Vas Orgrin, and his teammate playing as the Imperial Fist, we've got Fatia Vasra Ogrina. Do apologise, I'm attempting at the very least to read those names. On the opposing team, we've got Paul Zon Nick 7932 as the Witch Hunters. And the last to round off the game, we've got War Thunder playing as the Legion of the Damned. So I do quite like the wombo combo of these teams. We've got a very defensive faction in the form of the Imperial Guard and the Imperial Fists. But we do have quite an interesting combination in the form of Witch Hunters and Legion of the Damned. Considering that these little nascent dreams of a dying Emperor don't really need to build up all that much in the early game. I mean, they really only need to build up listing posts. So you can kind of just mosey on down over to the Witch Hunter corner and help them build up their little bits and bobs. So that's quite nice. Do quite enjoy that.
Reporting for duty, sir.
But yeah, so we're going to see a captain squad coming from the Imperial Guard. On the opposing side, we have got some Legion Outriders, an Atticus and Shows, and a couple of Legionaries before he's going to go for that Grand Portal upgrade.
We've won.
Pardon me. Now, we do have a Repressor coming out from the Arbites local headquarters. And nothing in the way of a, how would one say, a Tier 1 recruitment barracksy kind of thing. So, looking like we might see a Arbites themed kind of composition going on over on the top corner. Nothing crazy coming up from the Imperial Fists. I imagine they'll just be waiting to get up their listing post, playing it nice and easy in the early game. Commissar, sorry, not a Commissar, a Priest and a Psyker coming out to play for the command squad as they attempt to chase around the Legion Rider, but then again this Repressor is going to come out to ferry them back home. It's quite a lethal tier 1 option for the Witch Hunters. Not many factions get a full-blown tank this early on in the game. So the Southern team do have to watch out for that. Everyone just capturing the remainder of their stuff. Imperial Guard moving out in force. And they do have some Tyranid symbols, so it looks a bit Gene Stealer cult-esque. I do have to say, zappy bits going on Legion Outrider. Melee squad Arbite people coming out zapping these dudes with some holy thunder to stun them for a little bit while the Repressor fires at them with its mighty Storm Bolter. Guardsmen though, being joined by some Commissars, will certainly give them a thing to think about. Sentinel Powerlift having to run away from Vin Diesel as he strikes down this plasma generator. And we are going to see, by I assume, out there we got a Atticus and Churus now coming down to ferry away these Space Marines. Like we saw the last time we saw a Legion of the Damned game, this dude by himself can more or less hold his own for quite some time. So these guys will fall back. Shield on shield action, by the looks of things, will potentially be going on down here. Big shield versus little shield. It's not about the size, says the Arbites. He says they kind of just run past them, so maybe it is about the size. Also, Guardsmen down here. Arbites using their shield ability to reduce the amount of incoming damage. I do believe Legion Outriders doing a spinny thing to knock all these Guardsmen about, reducing their morale. And I'm going to send them all the way backpacking home. Vin Diesel not showing his fear as he takes on a whole bunch of boys, but will now start running away from them as this Arbites person's got a couple of staunch lads defending behind high walls. And the Repressor's just happy to tank all the damage. Realistically, whatever damage you can tank, unlike many other commander squads who have to rely on slow health regeneration, the Repressor can kind of just run back home and repair itself from the Sentinel Powerlifters, which is quite nice. I imagine, is there going to be anything crazy going on? We're seeing an Inquisition drop pod add-on, which allows, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, a specific hero, which I no doubt we will see. I've completely forgot what it is, but we'll probably see it sometime in the near future. Arbites jumping back into the Repressor, and these guys are going to be trundling back home by the looks of things as the Dreams of the Dying Emperor build up this listing post. But yeah, this is slow but surely a good amount of lads to hold the line, so Legion Outrider probably won't want to stand the test of time. Aren't seeing any of the legionaries out at the moment. They will be deep struck in at some point in the near future. But our Marines having a little walkabout. We are seeing these listing posts being upgraded. They do have twin-link las cannons on them. So this repressor will certainly not be pressing into the Imperial fist side anytime soon. Does manage to get hit a couple of times. Look at that. Almost a quarter of its health gone by just 3 strikes in total. But these Arbites do have their forklift license, and they will certainly repair it in quick succession. Siege Captain kneeling in prayer, showing his respects to the command squad. 75 and 30 compared to 85 and 30 for Team 1, compared to 0 and 0. These guys don't mess around with economy. And 86 and 30. Oh, there we go. It's the Inquisitor command squad. Very, if any of you have played League of Legends, it's very Vayne-esque. Obviously, I imagine Vayne was inspired by the Inquisitors of Dawn of War, I assume. Not Dawn of War, Warhammer. You know what I mean. But yeah, tier 2 going to go for. Jesus Christ, it's quite a bright background. I might swap back to. Let's go to Imperial Fist for a little bit. Yeah, they're going to go for tier 2. We are seeing some legionnaires being summoned into battle. These guys run very similar to your normal Space Marines. They're demon armor. They're useful against infantry and demon. And when the morale breaks, their damage does increase quite a lot, I believe. But when they regain the morale, they take a lot of damage. So that's a thing to take into consideration.
Execute my orders.
Siege Captain giving these guys the old dozy dirt. Unsure of what they want in their life. Going to see heavy bolter turret going down here. In fact, 2 heavy bolter turrets going to go down here. So Imperial Guard not too confident with their ability to defend. The Presser not going to go for the money shot. Going to go straight for this listing post out here. But weaken, wax and wane the old economy of the Imperial Guard. Inquisitor squad going for a couple of Crusader veterans. Also able to equip herself with some children if she so wishes. We won't see that this time. Are going to see a... that looks like... oh, what's it called? A cursed machine spirit going on down there. Yes. These Space Marines being chased away by the smaller shields. The Inquisitor command squad slapping around the listing post over yonder. And we do have... there we go, the morale breaking for these guys. Or is it just a generic... oh, maybe it's just over time they lose their health. But actually, they lose quite a significant amount of health quite quickly. Okay, alright. But then look at that health regen. They don't mind. A little bit of combat, those boys. Siege Captain surrounded on his own. These guys having their shields on and preventing them from really being knocked down. By the looks of things. Space Marines lose their morale, but these guys enjoy having low morale. The lower morale that they have, the more stubborn they become. So technically their morale doesn't really break, in a sense. Or in the traditional sense at the very least. Anyway, Razorback Mark 1 will come out, and this will now sing the final death knell for this repressor. Cursed Machine Spirit going to go down on this boy, and it will be stricken down in a glory of fire. Penitent Engine on their way out, as well as a Rhino transport of the Legion of the Damned flavour. And this Penitent Engine punching anything and everything, but these guardsmen do jump into the infantry command. We're now seeing a lot of yellow Space Marines, and these Arbites are probably going to feel the pinch. Even with a Penitent Engine, which can't do all that much. All these guys have been zapped by some doofus. Actually, we're going to see another Penitent Engine, so this might be enough. But Space Marines of the Imperial Fist variety do have an ability where they're able to temporarily gain like about 4 or 5. But actually, the whole squad's getting their missile launchers out. So temporarily being extremely useful against vehicles, but it's a very short-lived ability. As long as you keep them on the move, they can't really use it. That is something. Both Legion Outriders getting their Wallace and Gromit add-on. One Siege Marine going to be slapped around on the backside by this Penitent Engine, as another one runs havoc and amok, surrounded by triple las cannons. but still standing up fairly well, I do have to say. Not giving them a moment of rest, a moment of reprieve. The Officer of Arbites now hovering around this portal of the damned as a dreadnought is going to be summoned. But yeah, one penitent engine does look like it's going to go down. In fact, actually, no, it just managed to narrowly survive unless this Razorback Mark 1 decides to turn around. Guardsman trying to slap away this listing post as it is being upgraded. Because the tactical control and more heavy bolter turrets going on down here. Legionaries taking down this strategic point. Another penitent engine on the way. It does seem it's going to be... is it just basically being spammed out? We're going to see a Shrine of the Militant Order, as well as more penitent engines, maximum 3 there. Yeah, Legionnaires jumping into the Rhino, being very mobile, I do have to say. And we are seeing a tier 3 from the Imperial Fist player, as well as some target finders and some bionics level 2. So I imagine he's going to focus a lot on infantry plate. Dreadnought coming out. I do quite like the fire coming out of his little visual grill there. Going to upgrade himself a twin-link las cannon to help him take on these Sentinels. We are seeing a small squadron of Sentinels coming out. Or should I say a small duo even. Not upgrading themselves with any las cannons or anything. But still, will try their best against this Dreadnought. But not... long story short, they'll probably die. Listing post over yonder, being assailed by the Arbites as more penitent engines move over. And yeah, this is a lot to contend with. Even with all their upgrades, they are going to focus on some heavy bolters, so I imagine they'll be able to send these legionaries packing. After all, I mean, their maximum numbers is 3 in a squad. So you've got to be very careful with these guys, not to lose them. But yeah, these Space Marines are being whittled down. No worries at all. Also, Inquisitorial Chimera Transport can upgrade himself with a heavy incinerator. But what else we got? We've got a Librarian on the way. We've got some more Space Marines. Yeah, I imagine from the Imperial Fist perspective, it's just a case of get as many lads as they can on the field now that they've got their upgrades. Get them some heavy weapons, and then just kind of hold on until the inevitable economy fails. I mean, what's their economy at the moment? I mean, to be fair, they've got quite the flirt on them, so they're not going to go down anytime soon. It's just a case of holding the line for as long as one can. Attica Centurus feeling the heat of this Predator Executioner. Oh, I suppose that's the thing that the Imperial Fist player can do. He can just hold the line with the infantry and wait till the bigger tanks come on to play. Imperial Guard, being almost ignored by everyone else, is able to get all his doofers online. Has got to tier 3. Going to go see some heavy stubbers on these guardsmen, so good against heavy infantry and light armour, if my memory serves me well. Penitent engines, while amazing at disrupting infantry, with all these las cannons firing at them, if they're being tied up by infantry themselves, they will be shot down. Dreadnought just kind of sitting around here, keeping the Sentinels from decapping anything. We do have a Celestian, how does one say that, Sacrescent squad. Big shields. In fact, this is the game of shields. Lots of units with lots of shields in this game. I see some Legionnaires equipped with some multi-melters and plasma guns. They will give these Space Marines a really hard time. Gonna see a Librarian over here, so might be able to use him for some zappy doodads. Siege Dreadnought with a very long lightsaber-esque flamer. Predator there. Going to certainly give this Siege Dreadnought the business as a Terminator squad deep strikes in. Yeah, this is a very desperate situation for the Imperial Fist player. Realistically, to keep these guys busy, what you want to do almost, if they're being so focused at one end, you kind of want to take one squad and just kind of bring them over here just to bother this portal of the damned. Just so they can't commit their entire forces towards you. But yeah, this is a combined assault going up against the Imperial Fist. And to be fair, 2v1, he is holding out quite nicely. We do have one sentinel, two sentinels moving in for support. And this Predator does look like it will go down by the combined fire of these sentinels. In fact, he actually does manage to get it down. Celestians, very golden, I do have to say. But gold against yellow doesn't seem like they'll be able to do it. Lots of morale being broken down here. Their health going to be dropping as quick as anything else. Terminators and Arbites, he's kind of been forgotten about. Should really push them forward to join in the assault. Celestians becoming low in number as Penitent Engines move around the flanks, but these Sentinels will see them and start to show them off. Against all hope, against all will, the Imperial Fist do seem to be holding this off for a short while. What are the... we're going to see a Mars pattern. So the Imperial Guard, look, there we go, they're going to go for their big weapons and their elite units. So it might seem like they're not doing all that much, but they are hoping that the Imperial Fist can survive while they bring in slightly bigger guns. While seeing a Kekulius, whatever you call it, an assassin, as well as an Eversword assassin. Absolutely lethal units, especially against commanders. These Saracen squads and whatnot are doing the damage. Go and see a Venom assassin. Latin is not my first language. It's a dead language for a reason, boys and girls. But yeah, it does a lot of siege control is going to go down, as well as this orbital elevator, unless the Imperial Guard do something, anything, to bring it back. Lehman Russ battle tank moving in. Does the Imperial Fist player have any builders left? Does have one builder, so he does have a chance to rebuild over here. Got a good flirt going, so it's not all over for him. And with the Imperial Guard with their Cassicans and their Lehman Russes, what's his economy like at the moment? His economy isn't terrible. It's not all over until Fat Lady sings out. We'll see a Baneblade on the way as well. There's all to play for, even though the Imperial Fist has lost a lot. We'll have to keep these tanks online for as long as possible, though. Don't want to surrender these guys. You won't be able to rebuild them for a fair while. Dear, losing both of them. Go see a Predator Executioner. Be amazing against heavy infantry, but it's kind of just moving it in. Gonna blast those guys on their backside. There we go, what's going on here? Another Predator on their way out. What's going on over here? Nothing incredibly insane. Just constant assassins being built up. And without any vision, they won't be able to see any of these assassins. Penitent Engines moving on the side. Lehman Russ battle tank equipped with its huge little anti-vehicle, anti-building cannon. We're being caught out of position. Vehicle depot for the Imperial Fist going to go down. Razorback Mark 1, unsure where to go in life as these Cassicans charge bravely into their own death. Dear oh dear. But yeah, these Penitent Engines will be caught in the crossfire from this Baneblade. And yeah, this guy is what the Southern team are pinning all their hopes on, is the effective use of this Baneblade to bring it back for them. Imperial Fist player bringing their siege control back online. Psyche is going to be recruited, so they will be able to see the assassins. And this isn't a bad firing line, to be fair. It does seem that the assaults from the Witch Hunters and the Legion of Damned have been curbed slightly. Chaldeus assassins. Oh, let's see if we can get a good look at that. Which makes me think of, if any of you played Dungeon Keeper a while ago, there was that mistress creature that you could hire if you built up a dungeon big enough. Not that I, exclusively recruited them as a child. I was an innocent upbringing, I assure you. There we go, we will see a heavy armour fortification So I imagine that the Imperial Fist Siege player will be going for primarily tanks. But look at the economies, 102 and 78, 46 and 0, 0 and 0 obviously, and 108 and 97. So certainly an economic advantage for the northern side, but then again, they do have the biggest toys to play with, and these elite Kasrkins. Again, this Baneblade will need to be repaired, but Tech Priest Engine C is a hardy bunch, hard to kill, and amazing repair speed. These Venom Assassins, unseen, will cause mischief to these Kasrkins. Their poison and whatnot. Terminator Squad's going to fall back to provide some defensive help for these Witch Hunters. Nephilim Jet Fighter. That's quite nice. But yeah, this Baneblade kind of stuck in between a Rock and a Lehman Russ. And a couple of Tech Priests. Now we go Psyker now on field. Doesn't look like he had a miscast there, so not too much damage coming from him. Cascades having the morale broken. There we go. All these guys are just going to turn their attention to these very fragile units. Siege pushes on. Dumps of Terminators just sat in the back pocket. We see another Razorback Mark 1 moving forward. But yeah, this is... what can the Witch Hunters do, really? I mean, they're going to go for a Lord Inquisitor Kamarazov and a Penitent Engine. Lord Inquisitor Kamarazov, if I'm not mistaken, he's quite a chunky lad in the back of one of those walkers. I think so, anyway. We will have to see. Terminator Squad teleporting over here, losing their morale, so will quickly regain their health once outside of combat. Soloratus vehicle facility gonna go down. Lots of Penitent Engines on the way out. Not sure if Penitent Engines are the way forward. I imagine with these guys building up lots of their vehicle building, well, anti-vehicle and buildings, I imagine transitioning into, there we go, Celestians, that's the way forward. Look at that, sniping that powerlifter from a distance. Look at this dude. Oh yes, this is the dude from, well, not from, but the text to speak special with this dude just wobbling his head. Amazing model. We have this Lehman Russ is feeling the heat from a Land Raider Phoebus. Blade not quite in range, may as well just carry on the fight. Terminator Squad teleporting smack bang in the middle, but losing all their morale. Lehman Russ failing, same with this Mark 1 Razorback. Another one will probably go down with very little in the way of a fight. Celestians over here feeling the brunt of the Baneblade as a Lehman Russ gets something else being teleported on top of him. The fire that burns the warp. Going to summon a Venerable Dreadnought. And yes, that is a sad time for that Baneblade. Nowhere to really run to. Can't quite exactly move past all this chunky stuff. Will kill that Penitent Engine and move down south. Another Lehman Russ goes down. Are we seeing any more being built up at the moment? We are seeing another Lehman Russ on the way. But I do believe that all factions, actually, the Imperial Guard have got a good bit of money to play with. Whereas the Witch Hunters were struggling a little bit with the money there. Baneblade gonna run all the way home. Kasrkins kind of just chilling out here. Gonna go toe-to-toe with Lord Inquisitor Kamarazov. Won't survive for very long if left there with no supporting fire. Penitent Engines moving on the side, Celestians moving to bolster things up. There we go, the Kasrkins are going to move back. One guardsman squad over here trying to move out this side, but yeah, like there's like they're trying to kill this place. But I mean, this whole Legion of Damned area is quite vulnerable. But then again, they are now on the defensive. More Lehman Russes. We've got a Rapier laser destroyer, which is quite the vehicle, if I don't say so. Look at all those las cannons firing away. Certainly going to bring home the pain. But quite a vulnerable unit, if I don't say so myself. Kind of want to have that in the back lines. Baneblade being the linchpin of this defence. Everyone trying to take down this Land Raider Phobos. They can take this down. They might have a fighting chance, but absolutely surrounded by all the melee squads known to man. Baneblade does go down. And with that, it does seem that all hope is lost for the Imperial Fists and the Guardsmen. Do see some Arco Flagellant squads as well in there, just for good measure. Going to whip this Lehman Russ into bad shape. That does seem all she wrote. Imperial Guard does surrender, and I imagine that the Imperial Fist will do so in a good time. But yeah, a very scrappy game. I do have to say, lots of sieging and slow marches and pushes and whatnot. Very entertaining to watch there. And we got to see this dude, which is not something you see every day, with this little dude making a little note about all their victories they have had today. So yeah, if you want to support the old channel, have a look at the Patreon. £1 a month does get you one extra game a week. My name's Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.